Today's class is deep core and gut reset. We're using our Pilates ball. It's ideal if you have a ball for the gut massage at the end, but if you don't, you can grab onto a small throw pillow or a rolled up towel. We'll take the ball in our hands to start and then reach it nice and long forward in front of you. We'll tuck off the tail to roll down bone by bone, all the way down to your mat, walking the feet in, and then take that ball in between the thighs, finding just a gentle hug in there. Arms can come down into an A-frame. We'll start to tuck off the tail to peel the spine up bone by bone, really mobilizing through the spine, lifting the hips into full extension, and then focus on sinking the chest, mid back, low back, and then come back to neutral at the bottom, reversing that articulation, okay? Pulling it up. Yes, we will start to feel the glutes light up here, but I really want you to think deep core support, feeling that peeling sensation, like there's a string attached to your belly button and someone's pulling it up, 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 and then slowly releasing back down. Okay, so you tuck the tail under, nose towards the navel, and then you peel it up and then find that length at the top, and then lower down. Let's do one more, meeting each other at the top of that bridge. Okay, we hold at the top. Imagine that belt around the low abdominals. You release that ball slightly as you inhale to prepare, and then exhale, pull in on that ball, cinch that belt, the hip bones move towards one another, and then you release slightly. It should feel like this deep hugging sensation around the core, almost as if someone's tightening a corset. Hip bones together, and then release. Try not to clench the glutes too hard. We're focused on this length sensation through the front of the body, reaching those knees long diagonal in front of you. Two more. Cinch that belt, providing that deep massage to your internal organs to get the digestive system stimulated. Last one. And then release, and then slowly roll down bone by bone, laying the spine down. Finding your neutral at the bottom, we'll pick the knees up, they're over the hips. I want you to sway the legs to one side, doesn't matter which side you start with, and then pull them back up to center, okay? We alternate. Finding your hip sway here. It should feel pretty easy for them to go over to the side, and then there's a little more challenge in pulling them back, more core. You have to think pressing down through the backs of the arms and using the obliques and the breath to pull the legs back to center. Also getting this beautiful rotation. Inhale, expand, deepen that rotation. Exhale, pull it back. Beautiful. Okay, the next time we come over to one side, I want you to take the legs all the way down to the mat. Circle the arms behind the head, cradling the head and neck, and leave them down there as you start to pull this right knee in towards the chest and then release. As you do it though, we're not tucking the tail under. So we're not rounding through the spine, lower back is long. It's just a subtle engagement at the front of this top hip into the top lower abdominals. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, release. Let's start to add an ab curl to that. So chest towards the ceiling as you curl it up. And then release it down. And release. Three more. Find that cinch of the belt. Whew, big ring out for the center. Two. Last one, holding it up here. Now release the knee slightly and then pull it back in. So now we're isolating the knee again, but we're holding in the ab curl this time. You can allow the head to be heavy in the hands. Really trying to find this deep abdominal engagement. You've got three more. Give me two. And one. And then rotate all the way onto your side, propping yourself up on the forearm and taking that ball underneath the bottom side waist. We open this top leg back, externally rotating through the hip, and then take the chest down towards the mat. So you're finding this oppositional twist, and then open the chest towards the ceiling as you peel that left knee up and in towards the chest. Peel it open and back, twist, and then pull it in. Again, there's no change in the lower spine. Yes, you're finding this big rotation through the upper, open through the hip, create a big twist. Maybe you find a little flow with it. 3 more. You might start to hear some stuff moving around. That's normal. Last one. Beautiful. Now take this leg out long beside you, and we'll lower all the way down. That left hand comes to cradle the head. Right hand comes in front of the chest. Roll that right shoulder down and back. I want you to press down through that right palm, lift up through the abdominals, and then lower down. So it's equal parts front arm, chest, and tricep, as it is core, helping to lighten your load off that ball. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, lift. Can we get longer through that right leg, longer through the crown of your head, like you're being peeled apart more than you're thinking, lifting up. Okay, lift out and then up. Let's start to add that top leg up and lower release. Give me 3 more. Yes. Entire body is in one line. 2. You got it. Last one. And then lower down, release. Prop back up on that forearm, and then we'll find this nice oppositional twist. Ooh, maybe get a few cracks there. And then walk this right knee in. Reach left arm up and over for a big staggered mermaid, stretching out through the side of the waist. And then reach it down. We'll switch around, finding your roll down, tucking off the tail, bone by bone. You can stay in that orientation, but just so you can see me. Hello, Gibby. And then we'll immediately find that tabletop position on the other side, starting with that hip sway again, finding our center, peeling it back to center, and then over to the other side. Remember, inhale over, expand, widening through the ribs, creating space, and then exhale, find that core engagement. Three more. You've got 2. Last one. And lower all the way down, circling the hands behind the head. We start with that pull in of the knee. So pull that top knee in slightly and then take it back. Every time you pull in, I want you to feel that top hip and the lower abdominals. You could even take your hand there to just feel it out a little bit. I don't want you to feel the abdominals pressing out towards the hand. It's almost like this wrap inwards. Let's start to add the ab curl to it. Up and lower. And lower. Beautiful. 3 more. Give me 2. Last one, holding it up. Now release the knee and slide back in. Release. It's so tiny, it looks so easy, but when you're in it, you can really feel how deep that core engagement is. 3 more. Finding that breath to match. Exhale, pull it in. Cinch the belt. Last one. And then open all the way onto your right. Press it on up, walking onto that forearm, taking the ball underneath bottom side waist. You're lifting out of that forearm, taking the top toes back, chest to the mat. And then we pull the knee in, open chest to ceiling. Okay, open through that hip. Turn towards the mat. Hi, Gibby. And then slide that knee in. Again, no changes through the lower back. It's a big ring out for the core here. And then feel the core engagement and an additional oppositional twist as you pull the knee in. Watch that we're not tucking the tail under as you pull that knee. It's the same sensation as when you were sliding that knee forward, finding the front of the hip and the low abdominals. That hugging sensation in on the core to massage your deep abdominal organs. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Now lengthen out through that left leg, dropping down to the right elbow. Left hand comes in front of the chest. Pull the core up and in as you press down into that left hand. Lift it up and then lower. Okay, pull that head and neck back in line with the spine. Again, before we're thinking reaching up, I want you to think long through that top leg, long through the crown of head, and then we come up. Use that breath to assist you. Exhale, cinch the belt, lift, and inhale, lower. Let's add the leg. Lift it up, and lower. 3 more. It's slow and controlled in both directions. 2 more. Ooh, feel that one. Last one. And then lower down. Beautiful. Propping back onto the forearm, finding that twist, that oppositional reach. And then sliding the leg in, reaching that right arm up and over. Big mermaid side bend stretch. And then releasing. Bringing the knees wide now. You're going to take that ball in between the ankles and then sit down onto the ball in this kneeling position. I want you to just start to draw some circles. They're coming from the pelvis. In doing so, you start to massage through the core, getting a little pelvic floor massage as well. And even though we're allowing the hips to be heavy on the ball here, you're not feeling the sensation of dumping the weight down. I want you to feel this lift energetically through the crown of the head, reversing the circles. Okay, circling. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. Peeling down into your child's pose now. Make sure you still have a good grip on the ball between the ankles. Start to nod through the head, rolling forward into your modified plank, and then open up into this extended mermaid shape, opening through the fronts of the abdominals, and then peel it down and back. Okay, so we articulate through the spine, and then peel up, still finding this lift through the core as you find the extension, so we're not dumping down into the lower back. Just two more like that. Okay, massaging digestive system all the way from the esophagus down low. Last one. Open up. And then reverse the articulation just halfway, so you come into your neutral plank here. Hugging the elbows in by the sides of the waist, find a tricep push-up. Walk it back here. And then lower. And lift. Think equal parts arms, equal parts core. So how can you connect to the core to help you press out of the mat? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lift. 4 more. 3 more. Hug that belt. 2. We might be getting a bonus one in here. Last one. Can't hurt, right? And up. Now tuck the toes under. Use low abdominals. Lift the knees. And then tap back down. Feel that zipper from the heels all the way up into the core. And that sensation of reaching long through the heels, long through the crown of head again. 2 more. Last one. Holding it up. Crouch back, press out of the hands, and then zip up through the abdominals as you lengthen back into your plank. Knees go out slightly wider into your external rotation. Hug it up and in. 2 more. Make them really good, really connective. We're not here for too long. Last one. Meet me back in that crouch. Holding back here, we dip one knee and then the other. One knee and then the other. Finding this rotation through the center. Give me 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And then drop both knees down. Untuck the toes, sitting into your child's pose. And then we'll slowly roll up bone by bone, grabbing onto your ball, taking it into the abdomen. So think low abdominals, below the belly button, above the pubic bones. And then we'll walk one knee in and then the other for your froggy shape. If frog doesn't feel good on your hips, you can just keep the legs in a slight external rotation or completely parallel. Arms are forward in this 11 shape. Brief intermission so you can see me. Now we find an extension. Allow the abdominals to sink into the ball. And then round up. Okay. Extension. And then round up. Naturally, the ball will move up and down, just that lower part of your abdomen, and you can play around with your position a little bit. One more. And then come back to center. You can lower all the way down if it feels good, allowing the abdomen to sink into the ball. Head can just rest on the backs of the hands. Breathing here, and if you'd like, you can start to draw some circles through the abdomen, really allowing that ball to just sink deeper and deeper. Maybe we reverse those circles. And then when you're ready, we'll prop back up, carefully peel one leg and then the other, tucking the toes under. I want you to walk that ball now all the way up to the diaphragm and then back down to the low abdominals. Okay, all the way up underneath the ribs if it feels comfortable, and then down. Okay, if it feels too intense here, you can take more weight into your forearms, into your legs. Otherwise, you kind of just allow yourself to really become one with this ball. Okay, working anything out. The next time you bring that ball back in the low abs, you can lay back down over the ball again and just untuck the toes. Maybe you rock one hip to one side and then the other. Massaging across the abdomen. Breathing here, allowing the belly to expand as you inhale, and then allowing the ball to sink deeper as you exhale. Okay? And then find stillness. We'll take 2 last deep breaths here. Inhaling, belly expands into the ball. And then exhale, see how deep the ball can sink. Normal to feel the heartbeat. Last one. And let it go. When you're ready, we'll take those hands by the chest, press back on up, sit back into your wide child's pose, reach those arms forward, last big length and reach. And then we'll slowly articulate all the way up. Head is the last piece to come up. And that was your core and gut reset class. I hope it felt good in your body, and I will see you on the mat soon.